If you're using the Acer Nitro XV272U and want the absolute best picture quality for gaming, movies, or everyday use, then you're in the right place. Today, I'm breaking down the best calibration settings to make this monitor look crystal clear, perfectly balanced, and buttery smooth, without getting lost in technical jargon. Let's dive right in. First, let's start with one of the most important adjustments, gamma. Set your gamma to 2.2. This gives you a perfect balance between your shadows and highlights, deep blacks without crushing details, and bright whites without washing out the image. It's a sweet spot for most users and most lighting conditions. Next up is color temperature. Switch to user mode so you can manually fine-tune the RGB values. For the most accurate and natural looking colors, try these values: red, 52 green, 47 blue, 51. If you prefer a completely neutral look, you can simply set all three to 50, but the slightly adjusted numbers tend to produce a cleaner, more vibrant tone on this panel. Now, let's talk brightness and contrast, which depend heavily on your room lighting. Here are reliable presets. For around 200 nits, use brightness 67 for 180 nits, lower it to 33. For a dimmer, 120 nits, set brightness 51, and for very dark rooms, at 15 nits, go with brightness 8 regardless of your brightness level, set contrast to 49. This keeps your whites crisp without overexposing and maintains excellent mid-tone separation. Moving on to additional settings, turn super sharpness off. Leaving it on can introduce unnatural edges and make your picture look artificially enhanced. If you're watching movies or playing HDR supported games, enable HDR 400 mode. This gives you better highlights and a more dynamic image. For gaming, make sure adaptive sync is on. This eliminates screen tearing and helps overdrive automatically find the right balance so you get smooth motion without ghosting. Speaking of motion, the motion blur reduction feature has two levels. Normal gives you cleaner motion with minimal brightness loss. Extreme offers stronger blur reduction but can introduce artifacts and dim the display. Most people will prefer the normal mode for everyday gaming. And that's it. Your Acer Nitro XV272U is now tuned for sharp, accurate, and responsive performance. Try these settings yourself and adjust slightly to match your personal preference and room lighting. If this guide helped you out, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment if you want calibration guides for more monitors. Thanks for watching.